girls I knew had sad and sullen gray faces.
Hello and welcome to Arts 24. I'm thrilled to have with us two incredible artists connecting cultures through the universal language of music. First up, the iconic South African radio host Nikki B, behind the World Show on Kaya FM for more than 25 years. This weekend, she takes the stage at the Paris, New York Heritage Festival. Hello, Nikki B.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And joining you is a 25-year-old jazz sensation, Tyreek McDole, whose debut album, Open Up Your Senses, is winning hearts worldwide. A winner of the Vaughan International Vocal Competition. He's touring France and is being called the next big voice of jazz. Welcome to Tyreek.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, summer festival season is in full swing and you're both playing here in France. As artists whose music is deeply rooted in African and African-American traditions, what does performing at European festivals mean to you, Nikki?
Well, for me, I always feel completely honored to work with South African and Southern African music, or music from the region where I come from. So for me, it's an opportunity to really spread what I believe some of the most amazing music in the world, globally and internationally. So that's important.
And Tyreek, what does it mean to you to be at these European festivals?
I think it's a beautiful display of just the artistry that had taken place before me. You know, I'm following in the footsteps of so many people like Dizzy Gillespie, Sarah Vaughan, Duke Ellington. I'm continuing the mission, if it were.
Okay, well, let's take a listen now to some music. This is Lonely Avenue from your debut album, Open Up Your Senses.
It's always dark and dreary since I broke off, baby, with you. I live on a lonely avenue. My little girl wouldn't say I do. Now I feel so sad and blue now, and it's all because of you. I could cry, I could cry, I could cry. I can die, I can die, I can die. Live on a lonely avenue. Lonely avenue.
What a voice, Tyreek.
Oh, thank you.
What a voice. Your album blends jazz tradition with spiritual and blues influences, reflecting your Haitian-American and Florida roots. How do these diverse influences shape your music and your message?
I would say that all these sounds I grew up with since I was very young. So my mother is Haitian and my dad's American. And through that perspective, I was exposed to a lot of different music. So one of those sounds was the music commonly referred to as jazz, as well as a lot of the spirituals that you hear on the album. And I like to think that a lot of these sounds came together as a means of displaying who I am as not only a person, but the person that I hope to become as well.
And you actually began with the trumpet and classical percussion before you discovered this incredible voice that you have. This summer, you're touring some of France's biggest music festivals. Do you see yourself as part of a new generation revitalizing jazz vocals?
Wow, yeah. I think I'm definitely in great company when it comes to that regard. Like, I have some great friends like Samara Joy, some other singers that you might have heard of, like Akep Nkwele or Georgia Hears, are also joining the fray. There's so many great voices that are joining this constellation of stars, if that makes sense.
And you're going to be performing all over France throughout the summer, starting this week. Nikki, you too, you're DJing this weekend at the Paris, New York Heritage Festival. Then you're going to be at Jazz à Vienne next week. We'll talk about you in just a moment, but let's hear you in action. This is you at a Paris club called June last year. There you go, Nikki. We saw you doing a live set there, but people around the world know you from your Pan-African radio program, The World Show. It began back in 1997.
Yes, nearly 28 years.
Nearly 28 years, when Kaya FM launched as the first Black-owned independent radio station in the newly democratic South Africa. How did starting that groundbreaking show shape your career?
it has defined my life, to be honest. And it's taken me on an amazing journey, and it still is, because here I am. So I wouldn't swap it for anything. It's been an amazing experience to have the opportunity to have a platform to play what I believe is music that deserves to be heard. You know, often we're bombarded with a small amount of music in this world, and I like to explore the rest of the music.
That's so interesting. And your radio show really has been a key platform for Pan-African music and culture. How do you see African music today influencing global culture?
I believe, and I'm probably quite radical in this way, but I believe the roots of all good music lies in Africa. Whether it's funk, jazz, essentially, that's really where it comes from. But I also think that there's such a dynamic scene, particularly in South Africa. There's a really strong industry, and there's a lot of amazing new talent and great masters as well. So it's always an honor to promote that.
And of course, music, it really does build community in powerful ways. And Nikki, obviously, you've cultivated a global audience through radio. And Tyreek, you're growing your audience through your live performances. What role do you believe music plays in bringing people together, especially in today's world?
Wow, heavy question.
It's a difficult time in the world.
That's true. And I think what's so beautiful about just the arts in general is that it's one of the great communicators, right? I think through music, through sculpting, through dance, we could find a universal language in which we could all find a means to not only tell our stories and understand ourselves better, but understand each other better.
And what about you, Nikki? How important is music?
Music is, for me, everything. And I think South Africa is a very musical country. People love music there. So it's very important to everyone. And there is something that Nelson Mandela said at Wembley Stadium, actually, when he addressed the musicians. And he said, music has a reach that's far bigger than the politicians. It actually touches people. And I think that echoes what Tyreek was saying, in that really one can have a reach. And being a presenter on air or playing live, it's about consciousness. You can spread a message through the music of other people. It's not I don't necessarily have to say something, but I can play a song that says it all.
And given the current global challenges, of course, from conflicts such as in Gaza to social movements worldwide, do you feel that music and musicians have a role or actually a responsibility in addressing these problems?
I find that I have a responsibility to speak up. I find if anyone has a platform that could influence the world or shape the world, why not use it? Yeah, I'd say we all have a responsibility in the world that we want to live in.
And would you find yourself talking about political things, like things in America, for example? Is it something that you're championing? That's
a good, hard question. I like that. Yeah, I think it's imperative that we find dialogue in these hard times.
What's it like being an artist at the moment? I know you're based in New York, but what's it like being an artist in America?
I think it's the most happy and mind-boggling thing at the same time. While I have a great record and an advancing career at the same time, it seems like the country's starting to split apart. Now, I'm hopeful, I'm an optimist. I think that the people and just good-hearted people are always bigger than any problem, and that we could always come together to overcome. That's a legacy.
And Nikki, what about you and your feelings about the responsibility of artists to speak out or to speak up?
Well, having lived through apartheid and lived through the bridge into democracy and to democracy, I saw the power of music to actually affect change. So I really believe that. But I think artists shouldn't feel that that's their mission. Essentially, it's about consciousness. And if you choose whatever kind of music you choose, it's going to spread that consciousness. And I do find that most of the artists whose music I resonate with do want a better world. So whether they're singing about love or whether they're singing about life's challenges, there is a message, and that is very important. And as Tyreek said, it is a universal language, so you can connect with people across the globe, even if you don't understand the lyrics.
It's very important. Well, we're about to wrap up because we are running out of time. I wanted to ask you, what's next for both of you? You're obviously touring here in Paris and then later on in France over the summer. Any exciting projects you want to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy. I'm doing my first international tour. I'll be playing at the Duc de Lamballe tonight for 3 nights, as well as the Chantilly Jazz Festival, and I'm touring France. I'm also going to be in Germany, Austria, the UK. I'll be playing a lot of the major festivals in the US as well. And I'm excited to...
It's just the beginning.
Exactly. I'm sharing what I got.
And Nikki B?
Yes, I'm going to be at the Paris, New York Heritage Festival next
What can
week.
people expect then from your set?
Come and have a fantastic time. My aim is to make everyone happy.
And dance.
And dance, yes. So really that's the aim, is that I make people happy. And I've just launched a foundation. So look out for the Nikki B Foundation, because there's a lot of projects coming up with that.
Okay, well, thank you so much for both being with us today. Don't miss Nikki B at the Paris, New York Heritage Festival this weekend, and be sure to catch Tyreek McDole's tour across France this summer, starting with 3 dates at Paris's Duc de Lombard. We'll leave you with Umbrella Man from Tyreek's new album, Open Up Your Senses, with Emmett Cohen on piano. Thanks for your company. See you next time.
Any umbrellas to fix today. You'll bring your parasol, it may be small, it may be big. He repairs them all with what you call a thingamajig. Let it pitter-patter, let it pitter-patter, it looks like rain. Let it pitter-patter, let it pitter-patter, don't mind the rain. He'll mend your umbrellas, then go on his way, singing toodle-oodle-lama, toodle-lay, toodle-oodle-lama, toodle-lay. And the umbrellas to fix today. Ding, 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 ding. Don't shoot it.